How many hours did you lose this week worrying about an opinion that doesn't pay your bills? How many great ideas have died in your mind because you were scared of what they would think? Think about it. That constant cycle of justifying your dreams, defending your choices, and then collapsing at the end of the day, feeling drained, frustrated, and in the exact same place you were yesterday. You feel busy, but you aren't making progress. You're just performing. In the next hour, I'm not just going to motivate you, I'm going to give you the exact 4 step system I use to go from a validation seeking, distracted procrastinator to building a life so focused that success became inevitable. This isn't about hustle culture or toxic positivity. This is the art of working in silence, of building something so real and so powerful that it needs no announcement. It's time to stop explaining and start building. For years, I was trapped in that same cycle. I was an expert talker. I'd announce my big new goal on social media, and the likes and comments would pour in. It felt good. It felt like progress. But it was a cheap hit of validation that masked a dangerous truth. I was secretly terrified of the work. And when I'd inevitably fail in private, the shame was crushing. I was busy talking about the life I wanted instead of building it. The turning point came when I made one decision: to shut up and work, to disappear from the noise and focus only on the signal. This is the path I'm going to guide you through today. First, we'll expose the validation trap, the psychological addiction to approval that's killing your dreams. Then I'll show you how to become the silent architect, building a powerful foundation when no one is watching. After that, I'll give you the Fort Knox Focus Toolkit to make your mind truly undistractable. And finally, we'll explore the inevitable result and how to handle the success when it finally inevitably arrives. Stick with me, and you won't just leave motivated, you'll leave with a plan. Your brain is getting high on approval, and it's the most destructive drug for your ambition. Let me show you the science behind why you can't stop talking about your goals. A few years ago, I decided I was going to write a book. The first thing I did wasn't to write the first page. It was to post a picture of a laptop and a coffee with a caption: "Big things coming soon." Author life? The validation was instant. Hundreds of likes, comments saying, "You got this." It was a huge dopamine rush. My brain logged that experience as an achievement. The problem? I hadn't done anything. The public praise satisfied the private need to do the work. The book never got written. That failure taught me a critical lesson. Announcing your goal gives your brain a premature sense of completion. It's a psychological loophole that allows you to feel the reward without the effort. You have to close that loophole. It isn't about being secretive. It's about being strategic. You must starve the part of you that wants praise and instead feed the part of you that wants progress. I realized I was performing for an audience that wouldn't be there to help me when I fell. That has to end. And breaking this addiction requires one counterintuitive first step. It's not about willpower. It's about designing an environment where validation isn't even an option. The most successful people you know built their empires in years of silence. They became undeniable in private, long before they were ever celebrated in public. Here's how you do the same, starting tomorrow. After my book failure, I tried a different approach for my next big project. I called it my silent season. I logged out of all social media for 90 days. No announcements, no updates. It was just me and the work. The first few weeks were hell. The loneliness and doubt were deafening. I had no one to tell me I was doing a good job. But then about a month in, I had my first small private win. It was a breakthrough in my project, something only I knew about. And that feeling, that quiet, internal nod of respect for myself, was 1,000 times more powerful than all the public praise I'd ever received. This is the compound effect in action. It's the small, unseen, uncelebrated 1% improvements you make every single day. On a graph, it looks like nothing is happening for months, but then the curve goes exponential. You must learn to love the flat part of that curve. You have to find joy in the process, not the praise. The first time I saw a real result from my private work, I felt a power that no amount of external validation could ever give me. But be warned, once you start building in silence, the world will try to pull you back out with its greatest weapon, distraction, and you need to be ready to fight it. I'm going to show you how to make your focus so strong that notifications, negativity, and drama literally become invisible to you. A while back, I was working on a critical project with a tight deadline. Right in the middle of it, some external drama erupted. People from my past, negative comments, the usual noise. In my previous life, that would have derailed me for weeks, but this time was different. I had built a system, a fortress for my focus. I call it the 3-layer system. The first layer is digital fortification. Be ruthless. I use an app to block distracting websites for 8 hours a day. I muted over 300 words on social media. I unsubscribed from every email newsletter that didn't serve my goal. The second layer is mental fortification. You must train your brain's reticular activating system, its natural filter. Every morning for just 5 minutes, I write down and visualize my one critical goal for the day. This primes your brain to subconsciously scan the world for solutions and opportunities related to that goal while filtering out the irrelevant noise. And the third most important layer is social fortification. You need scripts to set boundaries. When someone tried to pull me into drama, I simply said, I appreciate you sharing, but I'm on a tight deadline and don't have the mental space for this right now. No anger, just a firm boundary. You go from being a leaf in the wind of the world's demands to being the storm itself. And once you master this focus, the results will start to show. But the success you've been working for brings a new, unexpected challenge. So you did it. You worked in silence. You built your fortress of focus, and now your success is making a lot of noise. Here's how not to get pulled back into the very trap you worked so hard to escape. The first time my silent work became public and got recognized, the floodgates opened. Suddenly, people who had doubted me were in my inbox saying, I always knew you could do it. New opportunities appeared, and with them, a powerful temptation. The desire to finally explain how I did it, to prove my point, to soak in the validation I had starved myself of for so long. This is the final boss battle. You must remember the 3 rules for handling new success. Rule number 1, don't start explaining yourself now. The results are the explanation. Let your work be the only statement you make. Rule number 2, let the results be the full story. Resist the urge to embellish or talk about the struggle. The mystique is more powerful. And rule number 3, the most important, stay anchored to the silent habits that got you here. Don't trade your disciplined mornings for late-night celebrations. Don't let the applause become more important than the work again, because it was never, ever about proving them wrong. It was always about proving yourself right. And that work is never finished. Look at you. Just look at what you've done. You stopped asking for permission to build your own life. You stopped waiting for applause that was never going to come. You traded the cheap validation for authentic confidence. You built yourself in the quiet, in the early mornings, in the moments when no one was watching. And now, your life is speaking. The work was done in silence, but the results will be heard for miles. You went into the darkness and found that the only light you ever needed was the fire inside of you. You don't need their validation. You never did. All you ever needed was your own discipline, your own focus, your own unbreakable promise to yourself. You are the architect, you are the builder, and you are the proof. The next 24 hours are the most critical. Your old habits, your brain's craving for that validation hit, will try to pull you back. To help you win that first battle, I've created a free first 24-hour focus checklist. It's a simple 1-page guide to lock in this mindset right now. Click the link in the description to download it. Don't just watch this video and feel good for an hour. Use it to make a real change. And now I want you to make a public declaration, not for me, but for you. In the comments below, write, I am focused. Let's fill the comments with people who are done talking and are ready to build. Let's create a community of silent architects. Thank you for your time. Now go earn your results.